Fear stops us from achieving our true greatness. Are you a professional woman who is feeling stuck, unmotivated, or burned out? Are you worried about your wellness? Are you letting fear stop you from crushing your goals? If you answered yes to any or all of these, then this is the podcast for you. Dr. Charmaine Gregory, Nightshift emergency physician, burnout thriver, and wellness champion, along with everyday heroes just like you, will explore how to face fear in our lives and emerge victoriously.
Hello, Fearless Freedom family. How are you all doing this week? I hope that you're well, because we have an amazing guest today. As you know, we bring it every single week. And today we have Dr. Effiong. And Dr. Effiong is going to tell you all about who she is and what she's up to.
Hello, family. So I'm Hokehe Effiong. I'm a pediatrician. I also have a public health degree in tropical medicine. I'm a wife. I'm a mommy to 3 lovely children who keep me on my toes. I love reading historical books. When I do have the time. I also love to travel. I love trying new foods. So just love to live life. Currently, I just started a few months ago, an organization called Kids of Hope. So Kids of Hope is a 501c3 organization, and our mission is to share love and hope with foster kids or kids going into the foster care system. Because as a pediatrician, I'm on the front lines of seeing children who are being placed in foster care. And over the last few years, I have watched it get the numbers increasing. And a lot of it is due to drug use by the parents. So it's been tugging at my heart for a while, like, can I do something to help these kids? Because I keep hearing when they bring them into our office after they've just been pulled out of their homes, they come in with nothing. So I have kids in my office that are really traumatized. First of all, they're taken from their parents. Second of all, they just left everything they call their own. And if you know kids, it's important for them to have something they call their own. So I decided I could do something about it. So I did. So what we do is we put bags together filled with comfort items. So things they can call their own. So toys, teddies, books, inspirational books, just anything that would bring some measure of comfort to a child. That's what we do. And so give them to agencies. So far we've done like DHS agencies, so they can have the bags with them when they get the kids from their homes, and then counseling centers. I'm working on a project to start handing out books through CASA. CASA stands for Court Appointed Special Advocates. So they go into the courts and advocate for the children and go to their home. So I thought, well, when you go see the kid in the home, do you take anything with you? And I was told no. So I thought, okay, well, kids love books. So how about we give the workers books to take, so as like a icebreaker. So every time they go see a kid, they have some gift to give the kid. I think that would bring a smile to any kid's face. So that's the other project on the Kids of Hope I'm working on too. In addition, so when I started thinking more about foster care, I became aware of something called Aces. So Aces stands for Adverse Childhood Events. And basically, through all my reading and all of that, I found out, it can happen to anybody. So it's things like physical and emotional neglect, a parent going to jail, watching your parents being violently treated in front of you, just a few of those. So those things can affect who you are as an adult, can make changes in your genes. You can pass on those defective genes to your kids, and then we continue the cycle. So once I realized
wow.
that, yes, it's serious. So once I realized that, I started talking to my parents about it. So I was like, wait a second, why aren't we talking about this in the clinic? So, but then that opened the whole big thing because I found that when I started talking to them, now my visits are 45 minutes long. And as
Oh
you
my
know,
goodness. Oh my goodness.
as you know, that won't fly. So I decided, I told myself one day, I'm just going to step out of my office and go to where my parents are and talk to them. They're at work, right? I'm going to go to work and talk to them. So I was like, okay, I've never done anything like this. So I'm just going to step out of my comfort zone here. And I was like, okay. So I started putting together some sort of training to take to parents at work. And I figured they would listen to me if their employer say you have to attend this class.
Absolutely.
So
That's a great idea.
So that's how I started Aces2Thriving. Aces stands for the Adverse Childhood Events, but I don't want so much to focus on that. Yes, bring awareness to that, but also how can we thrive even because of that? I mean, it doesn't have to be in spite of that. It can be because we've gone through this, it's shaped who we are, but how can we do better? How can we heal ourselves and also heal our children so we can break the cycle somewhere? So that's what I'm up to.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That's a lot. That is a lot. And it is definitely making an impact on the next generation, which is amazing.
Yes.
So thank you for all of that
so
wonderful
important
work. Yes. So let's back up a little bit. So you talked about, the first program, when you realized that there was a need, was there any fear surrounding you stepping out and wanting to make a difference and starting a program for the children that you noticed were in need?
Yes, because I mean, honestly, I've decided I'm no longer an introvert, but that's what I used to be. I used to not be the one that you'll be talking to, and I turn around and I'm like, wait a second, where's the person? Because I'm completely turned around in some other direction. That was me. So, and I always felt like, okay, I don't have anything to say. Who really wants to listen to me anyways? I mean, so I just used to go to work, come home, do what I do, and that was it. But then I realized, I guess slowly over the last few years, I'm like, wait a second, there's more to me than just go to work and come home. And besides, I don't feel like I'm doing enough at work. I'm like, okay, this is all I'm doing. There has to be more to this. So I started exploring. So yes, I definitely had to tell myself that and choose to believe that I had a message to share and I could make some difference. I was like, even if it's one child that I put a smile on their face, that's fine. But I had to do something because the feeling wouldn't leave me alone. I mean, it just kept running in my heart. So I just, with the fear and all, I just took a step forward. So that's the key. It's just choosing to go with the fear. The fear doesn't go away. You just have to decide that you're just going to take one step. So.
Okay. So what I'm hearing is that their desire to make a difference was stronger than that voice of fear that you had inside. And
Correct.
You used that desire to fuel you stepping forward. And it sounds like you've been stepping forward multiple steps and you're making some headway with the program, right? That's what it kind of sounds
Slowly
like.
but surely.
Because you get to the point where you guys are, you said you're now a nonprofit, right? You have nonprofit designation? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, that's not an easy process, right? I mean, I can imagine that you had to go through some hoops to kind of get that off the ground and to get that moving. Mm-hmm. So do you want to speak a little bit about how that whole process took place and how you maneuvered that?
We already have a family foundation. So my husband and I, and in the past, so we run STEM programs in our town. It's science, technology, education, math. So we teach robotics.
Oh,
so
nice.
We did it as a foundation. So we would have community programs where we would teach kids robotics. And then we started integrating robotics and sports. So we would do some basketball, do some robotics, do some basketball, just to keep the kids engaged because we realized, well, this is where the world is going. So we did these kids to be aware of this. So Kids of Hope. So thankfully that infrastructure was already set up. So I just added Kids of Hope as a project of the foundation. So.
Okay. All right. So now you've unveiled yet another dimension of you, which is the whole STEM education. Yes. So you got to let us know, how did that come about? How did you get into that?
Well, so when we moved to where we live, it's a smaller community, and we had come from New Jersey where we had access to STEM programs. So we looked around. My husband is doing a PhD in IT. So he was like, well, we need to do something for the kids. So we started with our kids. And then we invited the neighbors' kids. And then we're like, okay, so obviously this is good stuff. And the kids loved it. And then we're like, oh, if we add sports, then even the ones who think they don't like robots will be more likely to come. Because so it started slowly but surely. But every year now we do a summer camp for kids and it's free. And we just we teach them robotics and we do play.
Awesome. And has
So,
the programming expanded beyond your town, or is it just in your town?
no, we were originally from Nigeria. So now my husband runs programs in Nigeria, teaching robotics too. And we've gone to different states. We did a program last year in South Carolina. So as the word spreads, people contact us and we go and show them how they can set it up in their communities, and we do a sample, like a pilot project. So yeah, we travel and do it too, and that's another way for our family to travel. So
Oh, very nice. Love
yes,
it.
we even did one at the couple years ago at the American Academy of Pediatric conference, the national conference. So yeah,
Really? That
we
is
had a whole
excellent.
section of robotics.
Oh my
So
goodness, that's no small potatoes, lady. That is amazing.
yeah, so that was cool.
Wow. And so how do you disseminate information about it? So okay, I know that you guys right now it's sort of a word of mouth type of situation, but do you have a website? Do you have like marketing associated with this? Like what is the setup?
So we do have a website, and I mean, well, we haven't heavily marketed it nationwide or anything like that, but so what we do mostly is, yes, we have the website set up, and then my husband does things on Facebook, on the page, and people just contact us that way. So we haven't really gone like full scale like we could, but just slowly. Yes. But yes, we do have a website, and it's called stemachievement.org.
Okay. Yes, we have to put that in the show notes. Hello. That's important information. You hold it back on us here. Oh, that's awesome. That is so awesome. And you know what's beautiful about that? It is something that you guys did as a family. The children are going to see that as a great example. They're going to be thinking that, they can do anything, which is what we want our youth to believe and think. We don't want them to feel as though, there's anything that can stop them. They need the skills and they can get the skills, and, it can be fun. So thank you for doing that. I mean, I feel like that is just so awesome. And the secondary reason why I'm super excited about what you're saying is because we homeschool our children. And so like, we're always looking for, things for them to do external to the home that involve those kinds of activities. And we're pretty fortunate to live in an area where homeschooling is pretty big.
Okay.
And so there are lots of resources, and they're actual companies that will do this type of thing that you describe. They'll have robotic classes and they'll do Lego physics and all that stuff. But it's just so important for these kids to learn that, because we were literally going over science with our fourth grader. And she's doing physics. She's doing like, force equals MA. And I'm like, what? I didn't learn that till college.
I know.
But I'm just saying, it's like, they have the ability to learn these concepts, even in the most simple form now. And so their minds are very, very elastic. And, it allows for them that when they get to the levels where they have to learn the more complex theory behind that, it's easy for them. It's not as difficult, And so I feel like that is the wave of the future. And we definitely shouldn't be afraid to like let our children love science and love, all that it is. And it's not just, boring and for the nerds, that it's cool. Science is really cool, and it is all around us. And so we should be aware of it. So that just gets me super excited when I hear that you're doing this work, because I feel like it is such an important element for us to have and pass on to our children, So,
and it teaches them leadership skills, because we have our 11-year-old and our 7-year-old teach their peers. So like if we do like a Saturday class and invite the community, so they are instructors. So that helps them know that, yes, you can do this.
No, that's excellent. Excellent.
Yeah.
And so leadership skills and speaking skills then, right? Because if they're teaching, that means that they're getting in front of an audience and they are, sharing. And so that's public speaking, which is crucial. I don't care how much the computer age takes over, being able to relate to other humans in an effective manner is always going to be king. So that is a great skill that they're also, getting under their belts early. So awesome. Kudos to you, mama. Kudos to you. So you said that you have an 11 and a 7. What's the other age?
Oh, 2-year-old.
Oh, goodness. Okay. I guess a 2-year-old's not going to be teaching their age group yet.
Oh, but she's trying to do the Legos too.
Oh, that is hilarious. Well, they say the youngest one always gets pushed the farthest, fastest because they want to keep up with the older ones. So I would be surprised if you tell me that in a couple of years she's in there like teaching classes as well. Awesome.
I won't be surprised the way she's going.
Right. No, that's fabulous. That is fabulous. Wow. Okay. And then, so you said that you're both from Nigeria. Did you guys come here like after training or post training, or when did you guys arrive?
Well, I came after I came to do undergrad here.
Oh, okay. All right. So you've been here a while.
MPH, yes. So I've been here a while. And husband came for college. So.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. I'm an immigrant as well. So that's why I'm always curious when people arrive, because for me, I arrived when I was 10. So I've been here quite a long time, but I have a lot of friends who've come, for college or came after college or come, after med school or whatever. Mm-hmm. So it's always kind of neat to hear how you arrived and, because your accent is very strong still. My accent is buried, certain things that I say, you'll hear it, but not in general. So that's why I'm always curious to hear.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Yeah, it's there, but it's not, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, it's hidden. It's not as powerful as my mom's would be, because she was obviously an adult when she arrived.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you got to tell us, like, when you made that transition, I'm always curious about this too. When you made a transition from Nigeria to the States, was there any fear involved in that? And how did you overcome it?
Well, yes, it was a new environment, and I came to college and I was by myself. And for the first time in my life, I went from being at home to, here's your new school. And by the way, you have to work tomorrow morning. So, yes. So through college, I mean, I did well in college, but I didn't have a lot of friends. I was very quiet and just stuck to myself. But I made it. And I guess slowly as I got older, because I got here I got here at 16. So as I slowly grew up is what I should say. Yeah. I just started learning that I had to put myself in situations to learn things that I didn't know, to be friendly. If I wanted friends, I needed to talk. So slowly I've evolved over the years.
Gotcha.
So,
okay, so you were 16, and what you're telling me is that you were 16 years old. You were sent to the States, many, 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 many miles away from family. Because was there any family where you went to school?
No, I mean, my siblings were here in the U.S., but they were in different states, so I was by myself.
So nobody close to you. So you were by yourself at 16 in college. Okay. Mm-hmm. We are kindred spirits. I started college when I was 16 as well. Okay. I was not completely by myself. I did go away from home. But home was like, I had to take a train or get a ride there or whatever. But yes, so at least you had family here, which is good. I was worried a little bit there because you said, I was by myself, and I'm like, oh no, was there absolutely no family? But at least there was family here. They were just not close. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And back in the day, it wasn't like we had cell phones either.
No, we didn't. Because let me tell you, I always walk with change in my pocket or a calling card. That was like what I always walk with, because there were no cell phones. Absolutely none. Yeah, wow, you're aging yourself. So you must be around my age too.
I am, I think.
70s babies, man, I swear.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's right.
awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Wow. So quite the story. And so when you made a transition, you were here, you're on your own, you learn how to overcome fear and make friends and ask for help if you needed it, which is
Mhm.
huge, right? I mean, that's a
Yeah.
level of maturity for a 16-year-old that most 16-year-olds don't have to start off with. And you managed to maneuver a brand new country, you managed to maneuver a brand new system of education, right? Because you
Yeah.
were the Nigerian system, I'm sure, is a lot like the British
British.
system,
Yeah.
right? So
British.
you were able to maneuver a brand new system of education and thrive in it. So what do you
Yeah.
think the secret was that allowed for you to thrive to overcome so many things and thrive? What do you think it was?
I would say the strong foundation I had. I had like my parents were trained in the US. They were both PhDs. They're very well strict, I should say. So we didn't have it's like education, education. You're not going anywhere else. So I didn't participate in any of those things. Those things were foreign to me. So I just knew that I was here. I had a reason to be here, and I needed to get it done because I had people who would be hot on my case if I didn't get it done. So
Oh,
that
that's so
grounded
funny.
me, and that
Okay.
helped me. So I mean, it has to. I think, I mean, it has to be God too, because I didn't want to go to. I didn't enjoy like hanging out, partying, which I easily could have gotten sidelined. But
Yeah,
in the middle of that,
absolutely.
I just was
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm just here. I'm just gonna do what I know I'm here to do. So I think that's what got me through. Just knowing that, okay, I had a mission and just going through it.
So a strong foundation. Sounds like you have some strong beliefs and
Yeah.
like all around spiritual beliefs as well as traditional beliefs. And then having, not wanting to disappoint those that are supporting you back home. Does that sound about right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Yeah, no, that's great. I mean, I think it's absolutely phenomenal that you did not get sidetracked as a 16-year-old by all of the things that are associated with college, right? I mean, everybody knows that
Yeah.
when you go to college, it's like that is the first opportunity to test being an adult without
Mm-hmm.
some of the other things, right? So, and it's like with that
Yeah.
testing comes you know, the abundance of opportunities for partying and getting into other things that might be, problematic in the future. And you had the
Yeah.
wherewithal and the foundation that prevents you from doing that. So that is amazing. Kudos to your
Mm-hmm.
parents, because that is a lot having to do with what they did and how they brought you up. And kudos to
Yeah.
you for having self-control, because let me tell you, it can definitely be a whole different ballgame when you come from a strict background and you're in a situation where you have total freedom. It's very easy
Yeah.
to take that route of least resistance and get involved in all those things. And so,
Mm-hmm.
that speaks a lot to your character. So kudos. Yeah. I know it's been a while for you and you're probably like, oh man, that was a while ago, but still kudos, because that speaks a lot to
Yeah.
your character. Awesome.
Thank
Wow. Okay. So you had this amazing journey. You came, you trained, you moved on. So did you meet your hubby in college, or when did you guys meet?
you. Med school.
Med school. Okay.
So we were introduced by a cousin of mine who met him and thought, oh, he would be a good fit for her. So he came to my school to visit me.
Oh,
That's
that
how
is
we met.
awesome. So the
And then
hookup.
we got
Yeah.
married a year later. Huh?
Matchmaking. Look at that. Yeah, no. It's
I
so
know.
funny because people like, they might poo-poo on matchmaking, where I feel like if somebody's hooking you up with someone else, usually they know both of you very well. And usually they're
Yeah.
able to vouch for your pedigree, right? I mean, because I'm sure your
Yeah.
cousin would not have hooked you up with someone who was not of the highest caliber,
Yeah.
because that would not fly. So no, I think that's
Yeah.
great.
No.
That's great.
Yes.
Wow. And then you guys got married a year later.
We did.
Awesome. Awesome.
So
Awesome.
and then we had our first kid, what, 9 months later when I
Oh,
was a third
really?
year med student.
Oh, wow. You were third year having a baby. Oh my goodness. That
Oh, that
had to
was
be,
interesting. That's a
that had
story
to
for
be,
another day.
that had to be challenging. Oh my gosh. How did you maneuver
Yeah,
third year with pregnancy and having a baby? How'd you maneuver that?
you know, I just I look back now and I wonder myself. I think I just did it one step at a time. First of all, yes, my husband was extremely supportive. But then, yes, I was harassed. I mean,
Oh, you
first
were.
day I started med school at rotations. It was third year rotation. So my
Yeah.
first one was surgery. Oh my goodness. First
Yes.
thing they said to me was chief of surgery said, this is why we don't like females in medicine. What in the world are you doing here pregnant? I just
Wow.
was like, what?
Wow.
This was my welcome to third year. I was like,
Woo.
okay.
Wow. Well, you know what?
Yeah.
Newsflash,
And I
chief of
got to
surgery
serve.
person. Newsflash. It just came out that there are more women now in medical school than ever. So the wave
I
of the
know.
future is female. So hello,
Yeah.
hello, hello.
Yeah. And I mean, I remember the surgical residents would make me walk up and down stairs and just follow them around all night long. And I'm like, I need to sit. Nope, could not sit.
Oh my
So I mean,
gosh.
I got strengthened by that. I mean, I'm sure you have your stories too,
Oh
because
yes. Oh
but
yes, my dear. Oh yes.
yeah.
Oh my
So
goodness. So you
um,
were showing at the time when you did the surgery rotation then.
oh yeah, I was.
Okay. Holy smokes. And I guess people
No,
don't, I mean, for those who are listening that are not in medicine, this sounds like really cruel, but unfortunately, this is not out of the question. And this is
no,
something that we are battling within the House of Medicine to ensure that, it's a welcome environment for everybody and not just our male counterparts, because obviously it takes a team, both genders, to make medicine happen and to make great care happen. And so, if we alienate half of the population, that does not really help the situation. It does not provide excellent care to our patients. And it also
yeah,
does not provide a camaraderie that is needed in order for us to work together and have excellence happen. So, I'm thinking and I'm hoping that, that philosophy that you experience, or that mindset, I'm sure this person was an older person. Were they an older person? Yeah. So there's an old school way of
yeah,
thinking, and then there is the new wave. So, the hope is that with new blood coming into the system, with the basically the increase in the amount of women that are also coming into the system, that
yeah,
these type of things are going to be not happening in the future, because it doesn't serve anybody to do that. It doesn't make sense.
no, of
So,
course.
you know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't make sense. So I'm so sorry that you had to go through that, particularly,
No,
at that point where you were showing. I mean, if you're showing, I mean, come on. It's like you got to sit down every once in a while. Definitely. I mean, going up and down the stairs and doing all that stuff is kind of crazy.
well,
That
but
was
that was
just,
work. But on a positive note, that was
yeah,
exercise, right?
it was exercise, and it probably made you deliver really easy.
Oh yes, I did. I did. I had no issues with delivery because I had worked out pretty much at
That's
that
right. You
point.
had to work out for sure. No, absolutely. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, that's nuts. So wow. So you had the med school baby, and
Mm.
then so then your next one was probably after you were done. So during
Residency.
residency. Okay. Was the
Yeah.
experience any different in residency for you?
Um, well, I was second year resident. So I mean in some ways, yes, it was better for sure.
Okay.
Um, so yes, it helped.
Okay.
I mean, they worked with me and I just did my very best. I mean, I worked till the day I delivered, but I was able to choose easier rotations. Like they worked with me to arrange my rotation. So I did the heavy lifting early on.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Okay.
so
And then
yes, I'm not
did
gonna
you have to
complain.
extend your training at all with the
Of
birth of your
course, I
child?
had to give back every single day I took.
Okay.
So
And
I
how
was I
I'm
had to
always
give
curious
back.
about this, because I'm like, okay, I have a colleague who shall remain nameless, who literally gave birth the Friday and was back at work the Monday. And I
Wow.
feel like that is just insanity, right? I mean, there's just no way that that should ever happen, but it happened.
Yeah.
And it was because, she did not want to have to give up time at the end. Now, again, insanity. And I would not recommend that to anybody. But, you know, I'm always curious about how people navigate having children during training. So, you know, you talked about what happened in medical school, and then you also are talking about what happened during residency. And so how much time did you end up having to give back? Like, how much time did you end up taking?
Well, they gave me 12 weeks off, so I gave back the 12 weeks. So I stayed back after graduation for another 12 weeks.
Okay, not too bad. Not too bad. So you still, I mean, within that year, you still graduated. So you weren't like, okay. And then did you have any difficulty with your first job, like having to, you know, extend your start date, like to push it beyond where the typical graduate would be starting? Was that an issue or no?
It wasn't too much of an issue. I just told them, well, I'm not done till December. So
Okay, cool.
That worked out. Yeah.
And then of course your baby was born as you know, while you're in attending. So that's
you
like,
know, I've had them every
step of the way, every stage. Every stage, you know,
Every
med
stage.
school, residency, and attending life. Okay, awesome. All right.
Yeah.
Now, was there any fear associated with like when you found out that you were gonna have another baby, like in residency? Like, was there fear surrounding that, knowing what you experienced when you were in medical school? Did you have any fear with that?
Oh yes, for sure. I was afraid of what they would say, how they would treat me. How was I gonna make it? Lord have mercy. But yeah, I mean, again, I had my husband as support, and now I look back, I'm like, wow, okay. So I guess I just drew from what was inside of me and just one step at a time. And
it's a monumentous task, my lady. There's no doubt.
What?
It's a monumentous task to be in residency, have a baby.
Oh, I know. Because then you have your colleagues who are like, what in the world? Now she's going to give us all the work.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that is what they think. I know that's kind of nuts. But.
Yeah. So, but no, I just that's all I can say. I think that's been the biggest lesson of my life. I mean, even when the days I want to pull my hair and say, what am I doing? I still come back to, you know, you have a choice. Just take it one day at a time. If you fail, you fail. And I've learned, I used to take it really personal when I would fail or something would happen and I couldn't control it. But I've learned that, I mean, I don't control that. I am not a failure. I fail, but I'm going to fail and learn from it. So I'm failing forward. And I just can only do what I can do.
Oh, yes. That's a great pearl, though. I mean, people don't always think about it like that, you know, so that's awesome. Like, you embrace failing forward, which a lot of us don't. And then as a consequence, we don't learn from the experience and we feel like this is the end and we kind of quit. When quitting is not an option.
No, it's not. But that was a process. I want you to know I didn't just wake up and always do this. I used to be down on myself. I even at some point got depressed because I just felt like I was a failure and I couldn't get this done. But I climbed out of it, and that's what I took with me from that journey was, yes, I'm going to fail. It is a part of life, and I will wake up tomorrow morning and take one step forward. So, yes.
No, that's great. That is great. Awesome. All right. And so, you know, so you came from Nigeria at 16, you started college, brand new country, brand new system. You kept on with your studies. You went to medical school. You basically met your husband in medical school through a great cousin that hooked you up with your hubby. And then you ended up having your first baby in medical school. And then you had your second baby in residency. And then you had your baby in attending life. Awesome. And then in your free time, you are doing STEM education programs for your community and in other places. You have had the opportunity to present the program at the AAP meeting, which is awesome, by the way. And then now you are doing the programs for the children in need in your community and their parents. Oh my goodness. Dr. E, you are amazing. Oh my God. So thank you for everything that you are up to, lady. Oh my goodness. Oh my. And then look at all those things, all those elements of fear that you overcame and how you just rocked it, you know? It's just really encouraging and inspiring to hear your story and to like listen to how you looked at things, your perspective. Even when you were super young, you had such a strong character and will, which is absolutely inspiring and amazing. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Are you ready for the fill in the blanks? Because that's where we are right now. We're at that point where we're going to talk about fill in the blanks. You ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right. Here we go. All right. So the first one is, if I am fearless, I will.
If I am fearless, I will take one step at a time and keep going forward in the direction of my dreams, regardless of what the fear is.
Love it. Love it. And to me, fearless freedom means?
So to me, fearless freedom means I will stand strong and I'll go forward, and I will go forward with fear in hand and my passion, and just step out of my box and keep doing what I need to do.
Awesome sauce. Love that. And then last but not least, my battle cry is?
So my battle cry is that I become what I believe. And so I believe I am enough, and I believe that I am fearless and I can accomplish anything I put my mind to.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I feel like you have completely inspired, empowered, and uplifted the Fearless Freedom Tribe today. And I am so grateful that you took time out to spend with us, because this is going to be a blessing for everybody listening. So thank you so much for being on the show. And we will make sure. Oh yeah, absolutely. And then we'll make sure that all of the information in related to the ACEs and the other programs that you're involved in gets into the show notes. Okay, we'll make sure we have that, because we definitely want people to reach out to you, whether it is for the STEM programs, whether it is for the youth programs, because there's a need. So even if it's just they're contributing to the organization through a donation, or they are actually getting involved on the ground floor with the outreach portion, whatever it is, people want to participate and be involved. So we'll make sure that we have that information in the show notes. All right, sound good?
Thank you. It's been my pleasure. It's been wonderful talking to you.
Oh, it's been great talking to you too, my dear. Thank you for joining us today on this journey. Fear is all around us. It strives to stop us from achieving our greatness. We have the tools to be overcomers. By sharing our stories, supporting each other, and doing self-reflection, we can do this. If you found value in this conversation today, please be sure to subscribe to and share this podcast with your friends. By going to your favorite podcast platform, leaving a review and a 5-star rating, you will help to get the word out about it. And that is much appreciated. Thanks again for spending time with us. I appreciate your time and your attention. It is my hope that you will punch fear in the face today, and that you will be strong, be brave, and unleash your greatness.